You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, soap fans. Today, let's talk about some Y&R comings and goings. First, we can confirm the return of a CBS soap opera actress from maternity leave, and someone's sister is back in town, and someone else's sister is about to return to wreak havoc. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got to talk about who's in and who's out at Young and the Restless. But first, please click subscribe if you haven't yet. All right, let's start with the sisters that are back. So first we have Beth Maitland back this week. Traci Abbott has scenes with her big sister, Ashley Abbott, you should have seen him on Tuesday, January 23rd. And of course, the topic of conversation was, of course, Tucker McCall and that mysterious fight in Paris. And then Traci's got at least one more scene this week coming on Friday, January 26th. Spoilers say she's got more chatting to do with Ashley, and she's going to make a leap of faith with her sister. Given that Traci is on Friday, she'll probably spill over into appearances the following week as we head into February sweeps. I am excited that Traci's back. I always love seeing Beth Maitland on Young and the Restless, but what's not exciting to me is that this means more of the he said, she said stuff with Tucker. She thinks he broke a glass and kicked a chair. He thinks she's exaggerating. He has repeatedly challenged her to talk to people from the restaurant, go back to Paris and ask around. I don't think he'd be saying all that if he wasn't certain he was in the right. And she thinks by him defending himself that he's gaslighting her. I mean, honestly, at this point, do you guys care? By a show of hands, raise your hand if you give a crap about what happened in Paris. I mean, clearly, head writer Josh Griffith does, but I think he's out of touch with his viewing audience for the most part. Let's just hope this storyline dies a quick death in February sweeps. No matter who's in the right, just get it done. I suspect Traci will be gone again after the truth of this comes out on Y&R, probably Ashley, but I think viewers are going to be over it before then. Now to the next sister who's back. It's Eve Howard's crazy sister, Jordan Howard. We've seen her in Nightmares and briefly at the jail in Oregon, week before last, when Claire went to see her great aunt to get closure. But Melody Thomas Scott said in an interview that Jordan's back during February sweeps and there's a she-villain showdown left to play. The actress mentioned the word terror. So yeah, scary, scary stuff. And I am excited to see Jordan's endgame. I'm excited to see if Seth is part of it. It is exciting stuff. All right. With these two sisters back now, let's talk about Y&R actresses that are out on maternity leave. We have two, Crystal Kallel, who plays Lily Winters, and Cameron Grimes, who plays Mariah Copeland. Crystal's been off the air since December 7th. That means she wrapped shooting early November. I expect, honestly, to see her back filming anytime now. 2 months is pretty standard for maternity leave. I anticipate we might even get a glimpse of her by the end of February sweeps. She might turn up in time to catch Heather warming Daniel sheets and bust those sleazy cheaters. I think we'd all like to see that. Crystal didn't announce her departure from maternity leave, didn't announce the birth of her child, which born late November, December, because she had her baby shower in October and she was her belly was big at that point. So in the same vein, I do not expect that she would announce her return unless somebody who likes to post videos from the set catches her in the background or something. We may not know until we see it on air or see her in the spoilers. She keeps her her private life private, and good for her. So the other mom that was out on maternity leave, though, has confirmed she is back. Cameron Grimes gave birth to her son Bridger on December 13th, 2023, and she was back to work just 5 weeks later, revealing her return on January 19th, which puts her back on the air, should be by the end of February sweeps as well. Cameron shared a photo of herself in her dressing room on the CBS soap opera set, captioned, "Mommy's back," and then one of her later in the day with her son that read, "Getting the best of both worlds today." That's sweet. Getting to work on the soap she grew up on and getting to spend time with her little baby boy. Very cute. So there's no word yet on what storyline, if any, that Y&R has waiting for Mariah Copeland. You know, the last plot she really had with her and Tessa Porter was them dealing with their daughter's deafness. With that addressed in 3 episodes spread out over a couple of weeks, they're generally just kind of floating in the periphery of other characters' stories, and we don't see them that much anyway. All right. So that's the big action with them. And just for some other, people you may have questions about, I expect more of Nikki Newman's AA sponsor, Seth. I doubt they invested the time in the scenes to build up his character only to abandon it or for it to be not for nothing. I still very much suspect that he's part of Jordan's final revenge plan, and that means I think he's going to have a big explosive thing happening in sweeps, and then he'll probably be gone too. We'll see how it goes. By the way, still no Brytni Sarpy sighting as Elena Dawson. She was last seen November 10th. I hope Y&R hasn't low-key written her out and just didn't announce it. CBS Daytime generally does not address when they push people back to recurring or fire them altogether. It's down to the actors or people figuring it out, and, sometimes other people commenting to confirm it. Just, we're going to have to wait and see. And although Ashley Abbott actress Eileen Davidson is on recurring, doing just occasional appearances, I do expect we're going to have her for the breadth of February sweeps as we unravel this situation in Paris that's already been beaten like a dead horse. But I expect a few more weeks of flogging it, and then Ashley may head back to Paris. We'll see how that goes as well. Hey, drop your comments on these comings and goings. Please click subscribe if you haven't. Definitely come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking Y&R 7 days a week, as always.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.